Hello everyone, it's Fred again from Notes of a Nomad, video number 320. Have you ever had one of those moments where you look at your life and you think maybe things would be better somewhere else? Now, I listened to a recent interview of someone and he's very worldly, very wise, and they asked him, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live? And I loved his answer because he sort of said, maybe we should consider where we currently are and see what we can do, maybe with our family, our friends, our community, and make sure that we can make the changes that we're looking for without having to move somewhere else. And I thought that was a very wise answer coming from that individual. So sometimes, though, we think, and I've lived in few places in my world, and some of them changes have been very positive. So maybe we want to live in another city or another job or even change our relationship or another house. It's very human. And we've all heard that saying that the grass is always greener on the other side. And sometimes that's can be true. We look at someone else's lives and it appears to be easier and happier and more exciting and less stressful. We start to wonder if maybe the answer is not to fix what we have, but to leave it behind and start over somewhere else. Now, sometimes change really is necessary. Sometimes a person does have to leave. Could be a toxic environment, or harmful relationship, or a situation that's no longer healthy and sustainable. And that matters. But many times the real issue is not where we are. The real issue is what we are carrying within us. And that can be a hard truth because sometimes we're not really moving towards something better. We're running away from maybe stress or from some disappointment, or maybe we're just bored or frustrated. We could be lonely or for some problems we haven't fully faced. And here's what can happen. We change our location, but we bring the same thinking, the same fears, and the same unresolved patterns. In other words, we change the scenery, but not the story. And after the excitement of the new beginning wears off, we discover something surprising. The grass over here, it still needs to be mowed. The other job had pressure too, or the other town had problems too. That new lifestyle has sacrifices too. From a distance, life always looks easier than it really is. One of the biggest reasons we think the grass is greener because we compare ourselves to others often. Maybe we see their smiles, but we don't see their stress. We see their success and we don't see their struggles. We see the finished picture, but we don't know what it took to build that picture. And we compare ourselves that way, we can become dissatisfied with our own lives for the wrong reasons. So, what can we do when we feel the urge to change our life? I think we can ask ourselves a few questions. First, am I moving towards a purpose or just away from pain? Have I really done the work to improve what I already have? Have I had the difficult conversation, changed my habits, set new boundaries, asked for help, or improved my attitude, worked on the things that, we can control? Because sometimes we don't need a new life, we need a new mindset, a new level of courage. Perhaps the most important reminder is this: the grass is greener where you water it. That means when whatever we look after, it can grow. When we appreciate, It improves, and what we care for becomes more meaningful. Very often, it is built by becoming someone better right where we are. Now, I'm not saying people should never make a big change. Sometimes the right decision is to move on. Sometimes the right decision is start fresh. But before we do, we should be honest enough to ask, am I escaping or am I improving? Because if we do not change within, no change around us will ever feel like enough. Sometimes the grass may look green on the other side, but sometimes it becomes greener where we choose to tend to it and water it. So with that, I'll say adios, au revoir, wishing you, your family, and friends lots of love and laughter. Bye for now until next time from Fred and Notes of a Nomad.